My bad. I had to free up some storage. I guess my phone was like, I'm tired. But anyway, but yeah. So like I said, it's always a job. Never. I mean, the job is never the problem. It's always management. So the way it was set up was where I'm sitting at. My back is turned. My back is turned towards the front door. Now, my best friend, she's sitting like me. She's sitting like I am. So she can literally just turn her head and see the door. Me, I have to turn all the way around to see the door. So like I said, my PTSD is at an all-time high. Now, mind you, this nigga done got out of jail. His sister bailed him out. Done got out of jail. But he's still harassing me. I'm talking, I got a new number and all, but you know what? Y'all remember that story? What I told you, my phone was off one day. And I had to text him from my best friend's phone. Tell me why he saved that number and he texted and was calling my friend. That's embarrassing as fuck. You are weird. You a weird ass nigga. Did you not already go to jail? You're not quitting. So he started harassing her, like asking her, like, tell her I'm sorry, this and this and that, like, tell her, and like, at first my friend didn't know what was going on, so she asked me, she was like, is this who I think it is? And I'm just like, bitch, block him immediately, block him right now. So she blocked him. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I want to say like 3 days passed by. And I tell y'all, my back is turned, and anybody can walk in that motherfucking building. So, and we didn't have badges or anything like that. We literally just walked in that motherfucker, and we're on the first floor. And then there's like 4 more floors, but that didn't concern us because everybody's on the first floor. So my job knows my situation. I tell them and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm really nervous. So I asked them if I can get my seat changed. I don't care. Like, just move me to where I can see the fucking front door. Cause I'm not finna be working. I'm not gonna give you my best if I'm not feeling like I'm being safe. Even though it's like 30 people on the floor, I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about me. And if I'm one of your best workers, y'all should accommodate me. I'm just asking to switch fucking places with somebody. They take it into consideration. Okay. You want to take it into consideration? I got you. But like 3 days later, tell me why me and my best friend are walking out. Because, she had to take me home. We're walking out and this nigga is literally standing across the street. Standing across the street from my job. Staring like a fucking weirdo. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did not know what to do. So me and my best friend, we go back up in the building and we tell them, like, this nigga is literally stalking me at this point, following me to work and shit like that. And I asked them again, change my seat. I'm not going for that shit. I don't know what this nigga is capable of. Clearly, jail ain't stopping this nigga. And in the meantime, I had went to court. I got a restraining order and everything. I have a restraint. Look, what day they said, you supposed to be 1,000 feet away from my house. That nigga did not give a fuck. So, like, every couple of days or so, he'll show up. But he'll be in a different car or some shit like that. And I'm at this point, are y'all gonna change my seat? Because I ain't trying to lose out on no money. But I guarantee you, I'm gonna make sure my safety is number one priority. They kept pushing it off. Even my best friend was saying something. And then the co-workers and stuff was like, what, you good, we'll jump his ass. Shut up, bitch. All that hair on your chin. Shut up. I don't want to hear that shit. Because at the end of the day, I gotta live here, you don't. Type shit. So they kept pushing off, changing my seat. We literally scoping out the scenery before we go in the building, scoping out the scenery before we leave. I shouldn't have to do that. So one day, I think I asked one more time. And then my supervisor, who was over my team, she's just like, we gonna get it done, Bree. We gonna get it done, Bree. Just calm down. Okay. You want me to calm down? After a nigga just tried to kill me and he's stalking me, you want me to calm down? Okay. So you know what I did? Like, we had our own little desk, so I had pictures of Layla and stuff like that. I had my little own setup. Cute. Tell you what I did. That day. Now, my friend, her jobs used to give her hell. Her jobs used to give her hell. So she would literally be on the phone. She would literally still be on the clock an hour after we clocked out. So I would go and sit in the car, roll up the joint and stuff like I said, shut up. Leave me alone. Do not judge me. I don't give a damn. I needed my weed. I needed my release. Fuck y'all. But anyway, not fuck y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. But anyways. So she would still be on the phone haggling with movers and shit like that. So I was so fed up. Y'all ain't moved my seat yet. Ain't shit changed over here. So you know what I did? I during lunch, I started taking little bits and pieces off my desk. Little bits and pieces off my desk. When it was time for me to clock out, I left Layla pictures last because, I ain't stay out of my business. So when it was my turn to clock out, got all my, I'm talking about cleared my motherfucking desk. And then my supervisor, she peeps it and she's like, Bree, what's going on? I'm just not, I don't want anything on my desk at this point. Like, I'm finna bring some new stuff in, because Layla took new pictures. So I want new pictures to put in the frames and stuff like that. So I just want to have that ready. So I'm doing that tonight. She was like, oh, okay. Nah, bitch, I'm outie 2000. I'm out of this bitch. So, and I look at my best friend, I'm like, I'm finna go in the car. She was like, okay, go ahead, roll up. You don't got to tell me. I'm already on it. All right. So an hour goes by. I got the weed rolled up. We whoop. And she's like, bitch. And I'm like, what? So she gets in the car and she's just like, why Curleen? That was my supervisor. Her supervisor was Sonia. My supervisor was Curleen. She was like, why Curleen asked me, like, what's wrong with Bree? Why she cleared off her desk? Then you just asked me that. And so she was like, well, y'all ain't moved her seat yet. And y'all know what she's going through. And I don't know. When I tell y'all, I did not go back up in that bitch. So, like I told y'all, I'm one of the best workers in that motherfucking place. Once again, tell me why the next day, my phone started going up. My phone started going up because my friend, she went to work. She still went to work the next day, and they knew us to ride together. So they knew that she picked me up and stuff like that. So they were asking her, where's Bree? Where's Bree? Where's Bree? She's like, I don't know. Like, we don't live together. She was like, I only pick her up for work. Like, I don't know what's going on. And she doesn't tell me stuff like that, knowing we like this at this point. So she know I ain't going back to that bitch. And she was getting tired of that shit anyway, too. So I'm talking about, my phone getting blown up. So let me tell you how jobs are when they know they in the wrong. I have been asking y'all for 2 weeks to move my seat. I don't cause problems. I come in here and I do my job and I get the fuck on and get my money. But y'all didn't want to hear that. Y'all thought it was a motherfucking game. Tell me why the floor supervisor, he doesn't call me from his work phone like he does normally. He called me from his cell phone. Why you calling me from your cell phone, bruh? You calling me from your cell phone because you fucked up. You fucked up. Because you didn't take me, your employee, into consideration. And you knew my situation and you knew what was going on. So you want to try to slick call me on your cell phone. Try to convince me to come back. We're making arrangements to move your seat. Nah, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all at this point. I don't give a damn. Because like I said, it's nothing for me to get another job. And I've had to start over in life so many goddamn times because of people. I was numb to it. I don't care. Don't care. So I'm talking about everybody. My supervisor trying to call me. Everybody trying to call me to convince me to come back. That they'll change things. No. So recognize when people are trying to play in your face and then they don't want to make moves until you slide. Like I said, if y'all been watching my stories, every job, once I'm done, every job, and they knew I was about to leave, every job tried to convince me to stay. Because you know my work ethic. You know how I come. I don't come to start a mess. I don't come to do none of that shit. I have a child to think about. I'm coming in this bitch to get my money and that's it. Put the money on the goddamn floor. Put it on the floor. Put it on the fucking floor. If you ain't putting it on the floor, I gots to go, bitch. So that's what I did. So I'm back to square one. Looking for a job, but mind you, I'm back. I got a roof over my head and whatnot. I don't have a car or nothing like that. So what? So let's get back to Gert and Invader Zim. So I'm literally going to job fairs, looking up, filling out applications. Nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to get a job. So when I tell y'all, I told y'all I didn't have a car. So if I would have to go to the store or anything like that, Invader Zim took me like twice when I had to go to the store. After that, it was back to fuck me again. I don't give a fuck about you and shit like that. Cool. I don't give a fuck. Y'all, when I tell y'all, if I had to go to Target, the old Target I used to work at, that I told y'all, it was 5 minutes from the street. Now, you got to picture Florida. Florida has big ass streets. Literally, these people would make me walk everywhere. They would make me walk everywhere. I'm talking about in Florida, it's just iguanas walking around the street, fucking snakes, fucking all types of shit. I'm not in Alabama anymore. I'm talking about big ass signs talking about watch where you're walking. And then they got the signs of the snakes and the owls and the motherfucking lizards and and y'all got me walking everywhere to get what I need. Once again, we gonna show this little bitch. Yeah. You don't have a car anymore because of you. So we're only gonna do what we want to do. Once again, had me walking all over Pembroke Pines, all over Miramar, all over, trucking it. So I'm looking for jobs and stuff like that. And once again, y'all, when I tell you God is real, I'm on Indeed one day, get a message. And you know what's funny? I get a message from another moving company. Because I got moving on my resume now. Like, I got the bank. I got other jobs. My resume is lit. Okay? Another moving company saw my resume and reached out to me. It was called Two Men in a Truck. Very little famous, little, son and daughter. Is a mother and two sons. Susan Lanier and Brent. I forgot the motherfuckers' names, but whatever. So the supervisor reaches out to me on Indeed. Her name is Leslie. And she calls me in for an interview. What y'all think happened? Got the motherfucking job. Did the interview. That lady literally, I had the interview at like 11. That lady, now this was a commission-based job as well, but I still got an hourly pay. $11 an hour. But I still got commission because every move I book, that's money. Every move I coordinate, that's money. Every move I put on that motherfucking schedule, that's money. Did the interview at 11 o'clock that morning. That lady called me by 5 o'clock and said, you got the job. Never doubted me. never, never doubted me and what I could do. Got the job. Now, mind you, I'm excited, whoop de whoop, whatever. So I start that Monday. She says, go have a good time. Go do what you do. Now, mind you, in this time, like, I wasn't really smoking like that. But she told me to have a good time. So what I did that weekend, I'm out. I'm having a good time. I'm excited because once again, the devil cannot stop me. So go there, get the job. So I get there on Monday. Y'all, tell me why. She gets me settled in my little desk and she's like, "Do you have to tinkle?" And I'm like, "Nah, P, before I left the house, but I could try again." Lord, they was trying to drug test me. I had to take a drug test, y'all. Okay, so I go in the bathroom. She hands me the little cup. I go in the bathroom. Y'all, I'm panicking. I'm just like, God damn. I'm about to lose this job before I even start. So I'm just like, fuck it. Peed in the cup. Went. And she comes back around. Okay, everything's clear. So here's your desk and stuff like that. I'm like, God, you love me. You love me. You love me. Now, I worked there for 3 years. So within that 3 years, I found out they don't give a fuck about no weed. They want to know if you taking that hardcore shit. But anyway, whatever. So get the job, start working. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I'm booking jobs out the ass. So my little $11, and we got paid weekly. So my little $11 is, whoop-de-whoop, bring home like five, almost six something every week. And then, but my commission, we used to get commission every beginning of the month. Y'all, when I tell y'all my first paycheck blew my motherfucking mind, my first paycheck was literally like $800. $800. Now that's something that is, it's crazy to me. Crazy to me. Once again, getting into something have no experience in, because this was different. Like at the moving company at Colonial, I didn't have to actually coordinate the jobs. I'm the liaison between the dispatch and between the people who set up the job. So what I used to do was, only thing I had to do was call the customers and say a little intro, let them know when their moving date was, what they needed to do, if we was going to pick them up in a semi-truck, or we was going to come in a van, or we was going to come in a motherfucking spaceship. Like, that's all I had to do. So this job, no, I actually had to coordinate the jobs. Like, I had to ask them, what are you moving? We had to do, ask them what pieces of furniture. You taking a coffee table, a sofa, 3-piece sofa. I had to actually be thorough in this job. So, and they would calculate the hours of how many hours the move would be based on the amount of furniture they had that I would have to take down. Knocking that shit out of the motherfucking park. Now, mind you, once again, I'm going to tell y'all a tidbit. I told y'all I have experienced discrimination everywhere in this city, everywhere in this state. Once again, I am the only African American female in that entire office. Now, mind you, it's only 6 of us in there, and there was I don't want to get her ethnicity messed up, but she was between, I want to say Dominican or Mexican. I don't think she was Mexican. I think she was like Dominican or Cuban. I loved her. She was so sweet. And we both were the minority. So we kind of bonded on that. And, we looked out for each other. But she had been there longer. She had been there for like 3 years already. So, but everybody else, y'all get the picture. So, yeah. So that's another thing I had to deal with. Now, mind you, my style is my style. And it's like they've never seen a beautiful African American girl. But I'm going to tell y'all this. They never made me feel uncomfortable. They never made me feel uncomfortable. Of course, you're going to get some white people that's going to ask you stupid questions, asking me about my hair and, my makeup and stuff like that. Like, that's granted. Like, everybody's ignorant to something. So it wasn't nothing. Anyways, I'm working there and whatnot. Everything's going good. Whatnot. I'm knocking shit out the park. Now, it's time for income tax. Mind you, I told you I didn't have a car. So they're still taking me to work every day. But mind you, I'm not that far from the house. I'm literally, I told y'all, you bust a street, you in another city. So just like I'm 10 minutes down the street, I'm in Miramar. All I had to do was go up the street, bust a corner, I'm in Davie. So literally my job was like 10 minutes away again. 10, 15 minutes away. So it's income tax time. And I let Gert do my income tax. Now, this is the most I've ever received in income tax since I've had Layla. So I got about $4,500. Oh, I am ecstatic. On top of me making my weekly money, I don't have no bills to pay. But at the same time, I'm trying to slide. And let me tell y'all this little tidbit. After I got back in that house, she informs us that they're selling the house. They're downsizing. So we got to find somewhere to be by July, by August. Because that's when they're trying to move. They've already been looking for condos and stuff like that. So cool. That wasn't nothing to me. Give me a time. I bet you I'll make that. Give me a deadline. You're not going to, whatever. So doing that. And it's time for me to get a car. I have enough to get a car. I literally found a little 2002 white Ford Focus, and it was $2,500. So I literally saved all of my money. I got that motherfucking car, and it was on from that point. So doing that. Now, in the meantime, like I said, it's so hard for you to find somewhere to live in Florida. So I'm going to low-income apartments I make too much money. How the fuck do I make too much money with a kid and I'm making $11 an hour? I was always over the stipulation of what income I had to bring in. I made too much money. How the fuck am I making too much money out here in Florida? And I can't find nowhere to live. Make that make sense to me. Government, corrupt, whatever. So, yeah. So, like I said, I'm still friends. I'm still, friends with my friend that I made at work. Now, I end up finding a job. She ends up finding a job somewhere else. But she lives in Dania Beach. And she's lived there majority of her life. So she knew about some apartments that her grandma used to live in. That's literally, y'all, when I say I could walk to my best friend's house if I wanted to, we were literally like 5 minutes away from each other. So by the grace of God, she found that apartment complex for me. And I went. It was $850. Oh, my God. I'm talking about a 1-1 bedroom. It was $850 a goddamn month. Plus the utilities and all this stuff like that. That's the highest I've ever paid. My first apartment was $450. Okay? First apartment was $450. The last apartment I had was like $650 in Alabama. So it was like, okay, it's doable. It's workable. I get paid every week. I know how to save and stuff like that. So I got approved. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, in between that time, because our income, because we made too much money. Now, he's working at this point. At this point, he's working. He gets a job at the airport. Finally, you fuck up. Finally, you have a stable job and you're doing something. But mind you, he was still, in between this whole time, from me getting there to now, he was still not helping me with Layla. Still not doing anything for Layla. Still not even trying to get to know her. Still got mama's titty in his mouth. Whatever. So he gets a job at the airport. I'm working at 2 Men. So, but in that time, we were making too much money for the low income. So I suggested that we could possibly just move together until we, save up enough money so I can get my own shit. He didn't want to do that. Thank God. Thank God. You see, that's God telling me no. And I'm glad. I'm glad he did not want to do that. Because I really did not want to do that. But I'm just like, Layla could be right here. We can, like, it was roommate style apartment. So, bitch, I don't care. But no, he wanted to, I'm going to let y'all know what he wanted to do. We'll get there. But yeah, so the apartment complex calls me, says I'm approved. Cool. So tell me why. Now, and he gets approved for an apartment over in Cypress Grove. Now, this apartment is in Fort Lauderdale. So we on two opposite sides of the motherfucking city. Cool. I like it I prefer it that way. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When you go, now the outside of the building, disgusting. Like the inside, like the elevator, you can, like, it looked like some shit off a horror movie. I ain't gonna lie. But when you walked up into his apartment, it was nice. His apartment looked better than mine. Oh, and they love that. Oh, they was talking so much shit about my little apartment. I'm talking cold cash shit about my little apartment. I ain't give a fuck. It's my shit. My shit. So we both move in on the same day. He moves in his shit, I move in my shit, and that's it. And we coordinate picking up Layla and whatever and whatnot. So, y'all, I get in my apartment. I'm talking about the first year of my apartment, me, my best friend, and her cousin, who passed away. Rest in peace. I loved him to death. But I'm talking about, like, I needed them so bad in my life, and I had finally got somewhere. I finally had my own place. I was 10 minutes away from my job. My baby was back at the daycare, or the preschool she was in, literally 5 minutes. So everything was in reach at this point. I was just thanking God. Like, everything was doable. Everything was workable for me. But little did I know, motherfuckers was still going to try to make it hell for me. So, anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward. So, we doing our thing and whatnot. He got his thing over. Like, it came to a point where I barely saw him. Like, literally, I was not, it got to a point, like, it was like a whole year went by. Like, we would see each other to coordinate and stuff like that. But as far as how it used to be, he doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing, and I got peace, whatever. So, like I said, I don't know what he's doing. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. But I'm going to let y'all know what he was doing. Because, like I said, still not trying to do anything for Layla. Still not being a dad. Like, when he used to have Layla for the weekends, why are you calling me every day? What type of food she eat? What song she keep talking about? She keep talking about play this song. I don't know what song she talking about. How about you ask your kid? How about you ask your kid what she likes? Ask your kid what she wants to eat. Ask your kid what is going on with her. She's 5 at this point. 5, 6 at this point. She can talk. She can speak. She knows. Now, I told y'all we was doing our separate things, but we would still try to coordinate for Layla's birthday and stuff like that. Tell me why I'm still paying for everything. And mommy is still covering for you. Still covering for you. But me, I ain't getting no assistance. That's okay. I don't fucking need it. So I'm going to fast forward. So it's a year into our apartment. I'm renewing my lease. Everything copacetic. Now, once again, when I first moved into the apartment, she was like the leasing office lady. She was so sweet. Her name was Miss Brenda. She was so sweet. Love her. Still to this day. Hope she's doing good. I don't know. Haven't heard from her since I moved out that bitch. But literally, she was showing me the apartment. And she was like, I thought about you. So she was like, I had 2 apartments in mind. She was like, but this is the apartment that I thought about you and I felt like you would like, because it's on the good side of the apartments, and it's away from everybody, and it's on the corner. So there was two sides of the apartment. There was the front side, which was the ghetto side. I'm talking about the side that go up every day. It was by the train tracks. I didn't want to be in front of no train tracks. I don't want to hear no loud ass train during the night and stuff like that. So she was like, I have one over there. And then she brought me to the apartment that she was thinking about me. And that's on the other side where most of the elderly people stayed. So I was like really the only young person on that side. But I'm telling y'all, it was literally, oh, it was so perfect. I was in the corner. I literally go up the stairs. My apartment is right there. I don't got to pass nobody or nothing like that. And then I had a sweet old man that stayed below me. And he always looked out for me. He would watch my car when I would leave and stuff like that. Like if I went out of town, or if my friend picked me up or something like that, we out for the day and stuff like that. He would watch my car. He would let me know if somebody came to my door knocking. He would let me know if I had a package or anything. So once again, angels in my corner. So, like I said, we get to the apartment, and the apartment has number 33 on it. And I'm just like, oh, okay, apartment number 33. So, that number always stuck in my head to me. Apartment 33. So, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I moved in, like I said, me, my friend, and I got to know her friends too and stuff like that. Like they really, like that first year in that apartment, like it was so much fun. I needed that. God knew I needed to be restored. I needed my faith restored. But I'm still going through hell when it comes to him. Like we tried to do this week on, week off schedule. Fuck no. Because you can't even take care of your goddamn self. I remember one day I walked into that, and let me tell y'all this, that apartment 33, I will always cherish that apartment because that is where I started my healing journey. That is where I started to heal and started to really break down my life, started to really, like, I was able to sit with my own thoughts. And I took everything like that. My first 2 videos, that's the apartment I'm in. That's the day I realized I was an empath. That's the day I realized I was chosen. That's the day I realized that, shit was making sense. So I literally, like, nobody knew what I was going through. I would literally do my thing, go to work, and then I'm in that apartment crying every day. I'm vibing in my music. I'm literally healing, just healing, getting everything out. I'm up in, like, I'm literally on my spiritual journey. So I will always appreciate that apartment because that was literally the start of me knowing who the fuck I am and knowing why I went through the shit I went through. Mind you, I'm still in the thick of the shit, okay? Now, by this time, they sell their home in Pembroke Pines and they move to a condo in Pompano. So on the weekends that they want Layla, I got to drive all the way to Pompano and stuff like that. So, yeah. So let's get to the good part. Like I said, in there a year, I'm renewing my lease. Everything's cool, copacetic now. Like I said, we was doing week on, week off. It was his week, and I'm getting off work. I let him know, hey, I'm finna slide and get Layla and stuff like that. Now, even though he's going to her house, I would still pack a bag. I'm still going to pack a motherfucking bag because I don't fucking trust you. I don't trust your judgment. And ladies, pick that up. If you don't trust your judgment when it comes to the man you had a kid with, do not take that kid over there. Do not go against your intuition.